8th of the 9th lunar month, early autumn. It's a bit chilly. When I received the letter, the ink on it had dried. The letter was from Tang Bing, the only daughter of the master of the Tang clan. A traitor named Tang Li had committed serial murders against the Tang clan. 3 on mid-autumn night, 6 on the 22nd of the 8th lunar month, 10 on the 1st of the 9th lunar month. All killed with one blow. Tang Li is slightly superior among the second generation of disciples. But it would be impossible for him to commit such a heinous crime. But it has long since disappeared. Tang Bing has escaped to the outskirts of the south side, but she feels that Tang Li is approaching. She desperately turns to the order. It seems like I should take a trip to south side. When I came to the outskirts of Southside, I saw Tang Bing standing among the disciples on the ground, dazed and silent. Tang Li arrived and defeated the others, leaving Tang Bing there. I felt the familiar breath that I didn't want to recall from his subordinates I killed. They had undoubtedly undergone Shachi Mod. But the instigator of Shachi Mod was killed by the hands of the Order 5 years ago. What's hiding behind this?
When Tang Li and I were dating, he was more diligent than anyone else. He believed that he would stand out someday if he kept up his efforts. After proposing to me, he practiced martial arts and performed tasks frantically to prove himself to my father. He was not happy. I hoped he could be happier and spend more time with me. I didn't want him to struggle so much. It didn't matter to me if he stood out or not. But when I said that for the first time, his reaction frightened me.
Do you think I'm not good enough for you?
We fought several times after that. I just didn't want him to push himself too hard. But he always thought I was mocking him for his roots. The rift grew between us. He even hit me and knocked me out during a fight. My father was furious and gave the order to kill him. I begged my father to spare his life. So Tang Li was thrown off the back of the mountain, his body badly bruised. Although he left, I sometimes felt he was staring at me from somewhere. I don't love him anymore. I'm terrified of him. Every night I wake up with a start. It was probably just in my head most of the time. But I was convinced he sneaked into my room a couple of times. What does he want? What did I actually do?
Although sinful, Tang Li turns out to be such an inferior and poor man. Everything he has done for love is only convincing to himself. There is no doubt that his sick love has been manipulated by someone to get him to take Shachi Mod. The Order eliminated the creator of this art 5 years ago, but they can't eliminate its twisted affection. It's the worst side of humanity that enabled Shachi Mod to exist.
I know. You have always looked down on me. And so have your father, and the whole world. I'm done with you pretending to love me. You have so many fellow disciples that are from illustrious families. They're more talented than me. It was just wishful thinking that I'd marry you. You wouldn't believe what power I've gained. No one in Wulin dares to face me directly with all this power. You still love me, don't you? You think of me every day as I do of you, right? Oh, you want to get back together, but your father and your fellow disciples are standing between us, right? Oh, don't leave me. I can't live without you. If we can't be together, maybe it's better that we die.
Shachi Mod is an evil art created by the Elevens. With the help of mechanical techniques, it replaces human limbs, bones, and organs to gain Shachi for martial arts from the endless energy. Those who practice this will greatly improve their martial arts overnight, but will gradually lose their minds until they are nothing more than bloodthirsty beasts. It seems that this art has been improved. It is even crazier than it was 5 years ago and transforms humans more thoroughly and evilly. I can feel that Tang Li isn't too far ahead. Even the burning artificial Shachi smells the same as it did 5 years ago. He stood in front of me. I said, "Whatever you do, she will never return. Just let her go."
Liar!
In his body, there is a beast he cannot control. And that beast will tear him apart. But I must force the beast out. Let me end this cancerous love. I found a broken token on Tang Li's severed body. A palm is carved into the token. The 5 fingers are swords of various styles. Does it represent 5 different people? Are these 5 people behind Shachi Mod? I don't know, but my gut is telling me the next Shachi Mod master will appear soon.
I am Snatch, the greatest thief in the world. My target is a temple north of the Lost City, Maple Temple. Master Dinghai, the abbot of the temple, has lived 150 years and is profoundly cultivated. Master Dinghai has countless followers for hundreds of miles around. They all believe that the Master is the reincarnation of a Bodhisattva and will live for at least 800 years. However, Master Dinghai hasn't been seen for years. Well, no one can live to 800. I guess Master Dinghai passed away a long time ago. However, Maple Temple has concealed the truth to continue to collect offerings from the worshippers. It's not easy to reach 150 years of cultivation. If the Master really passed away, he must have left a Sarira behind. My target is the Sarira. There are many rich merchants among his followers, and they'll buy it, no matter the cost. On the 9th night of the 10th lunar month, I was totally prepared to sneak into Maple Temple.
On the 13th of the 10th lunar month in late autumn, the ground is covered with fallen leaves. A man who looked like a thief was losing his life when he was sent to the Order. He was found near Maple Temple, north of the Lost City, his eyes wide with fear. In his last few moments, he kept murmuring,
"The young monk is a monster! The young monk is a monster!"
Maple Temple is renowned for its efficaciousness for hundreds of miles around. What's its secret?
I'm Ning Yang, the chief disciple of Master Dinghai. A century ago, Bodhisattva Vajrapani appeared in the Master's dream and told him he was the reincarnation of Vajrapani, who eliminated karma and sin. The Lost City and hundreds of sects are near Maple Temple. Vajrapani, who manifests all the power of the Buddhas, is more important than all the Bodhisattvas enshrined in the other temples where they pray for promotions, wealth, children, and peace. Thus, Maple Temple has become the most prosperous temple, much different from its humble beginnings. But somehow, the rumors are spreading that the Master, as the reincarnation of Vajrapani, will live to 800. The Master is 150 years old, which is quite rare. But if he passes away someday, will the prosperity go with him? Will people still worship the Bodhisattva who protects them from evil? Will the peace be maintained through faith alone or be destroyed? I can't even imagine. My head hurts. The art deserves its notoriety.
The thief who had been sent to the Order seemed to be the first person to ever break into Maple Temple and get out alive. He was undoubtedly bitten but not devoured. His Sha-Chi had been absorbed by a powerful force. Were the other people who came to the temple eaten like this?
I'm Ninja, a junior disciple of Master Dangai. Master has gradually aged recently. We all know he doesn't have much time left. One day, Ningyong came back with a man in white. He said the man could use his art to make Master immortal. Master had cultivated for more than a century and would go into nirvana with merits and virtues. I wondered why Ningyang wanted to change his destiny. He said the art is about the fate of our temple and the well-being of our people in the area. I was dubious, but I have to follow his orders. Had I known Master would be transformed like that, I would have stopped it at any cost.
Evaporated out of their clothes.
I'm Ningyang. I must use the forbidden art to maintain the Master's Norman Kaya. Master is fading, but if people knew this, they would question Master being the reincarnation of Bodhisattva. The prosperity of Maple Temple over the past century is all because of that rumor. Everything changes if the illusion benefits people more than reality does. Shouldn't we maintain the illusion? Amitabha.
A particularly evil art in Shachi mod. I have felt a shiver from the Shachi that fused with countless nutrients in the deepest parts of the underground. What has he become? As I expected, I saw the token on Master Dinghai's body again. The 5 fingers are swords of various styles.
One day, Ningyang returned with a man in white. He said he could apply art to make Master immortal.
The man in white. There is no doubt that the man in white was the one who manipulated Ningyuan to carry out Shachi Mod. Who was he? What does the five-finger token represent? On the 11th of the 11th lunar month, autumn becomes winter, and the landscape is bleak. Shachi Mod has been causing problems in Wulin, but we have no idea who's behind it. The disaster is getting worse. 7 days ago, the Uome sect held a meeting to elect a new leader to replace the 3 aging abbesses. According to the report from the order, Yi Shujian, the chief disciple from the 2nd generation, was ultimately elected as the leader. When she was about to accept the sword and whisk from the 3 abbesses, something horrible happened. A deafening burst of baby cry came into everyone's ears. The disciples with low martial arts skills immediately began fighting one another without reason. The 3 abbesses of the Uome sect and Yi Shujian, their successor, were more terrified than anything else.
She's back!
How can it be? She's still alive?
Baby! It's the baby!
There was chaos during that meeting, and more than half of Uome disciples were killed or injured. The 3 abbesses and Yi Shujian seemed to be bewitched by the baby's cries and killed themselves due to abject terror and madness. They were among the top martial arts masters, but even they couldn't resist the cries. What does their death have to do with the baby?
A 2nd-generation disciple with average talent. 10 years ago, the Uome sect was led by Abbess Wu, Abbess Zua, and Abbess Huang. The 3 abbesses were very old. We guessed that they would appoint the next leader within the decade. Back then, Dugu Linghe and Yi Shujian were recognized as the 2 most outstanding disciples who were equal in terms of martial arts skills, talent, and morality. Yi Shujian was decent and eloquent, always thinking of others, which made people feel comfortable around her. Dugu Linghe was quiet and solitary. She was a loner, and the others rarely reached out to her to please Yi Shujian. I'm one of the few friends Dugu Linghe had. She's not very talkative, but was easygoing. She always spent her time reading and practicing her swordplay. It was not that difficult to get along with her. How could such a person slaughter the whole sect for no reason? I'm Dugu Linghe. I was adopted by the former head of the Uome sect. They often say I'm a loner. In fact, I just don't like noise. Cao Cao often said that someone like me would not likely become the leader of the sect, but I wasn't ever interested. Yi Shujian is better known and was expected to be the next leader. All I wanted was to practice my swordplay and read books, and it was enough for me to uphold justice and help the weak in the name of our sect. The Uome sect has nothing to do with Buddhism and Taoism, but it has strict disciplines. All the fellow sisters eat simply and have never been in a relationship with a man.
She who engages in illicit intimacy with a man shall be executed by the sect.
Except for the enemies under the mountain and the disciples of other sects, we've never made contact with unrelated men. No fellow sister ever questioned the ban, and no one dared defy it. Until he appeared, a scholar who was taken captive by robbers, and I saved him. Although this young Mr. Li didn't know martial arts, He was not as careless as those in Wulin. He was courteous and gentle, delighting me like a spring breeze. His anecdotes always made me laugh, and I haven't been that happy in a long time. After I returned to the sect, he wrote to me every month. In those love letters, he yearned for me earnestly. As time went by, whenever I closed my eyes, I thought of him and heard his voice. Until one day, he arrived at the mountain in secret. I was surprised and delighted, and went out to meet him in private. That night, I gave myself to him. I was nervous and didn't know what to do, but he said to me,
I'll pay the bride price and come in from the mountain gate to marry you.
When I heard this, I didn't feel scared anymore.
I'm Yi Shujun, the chief disciple of the Uome sect. She has always been on par with me. She's the only obstacle in my way to becoming the leader of the sect. The rest of the fellow sisters have already acknowledged me. I have nothing to worry about. But why am I on edge? It's so disgusting to see her act indifferently, as if she wants for nothing. Isn't she tempted to be the leader of the sect? Is it because she feels secure about the outcome? So she looks down upon me? Ugh, this woman is quite hypocritical.
Found out that I had his baby. I was panicking, knowing that if the abbesses found out, I'd be in serious trouble. I regretted it a bit, but it was my instinct to hope and love this child. There was no doubt that I could give everything for it. This matter would be exposed one day, but I didn't want to hide before that, because it would mean this child would be inferior at birth and spat on. So I chose to tell the abbesses. I was willing to accept any punishment, as long as I could keep the baby. They were furious. They beat me severely and confined me to the grounds. I gritted my teeth and endured without a word or any resistance. Tao Tao pleaded with the abbesses on my behalf, and they finally showed mercy. But with a catch.
If this man comes up the mountain to marry you within 3 months, the Ueme sect will allow you to go down the mountain. Otherwise, we'll put an end to this abomination.
At first, I was confident it would happen. Even if we didn't have the baby, he once said he'd come in from the mountain gate to marry me. However, 3 months passed in the blink of an eye, and yet he never returned. The first and only man in my life. The father of the child I'm carrying. Totally disappeared. Just like that.
Dugu Linghe, I didn't expect you to make such a serious mistake. You believed the sweet words of men, and even ended up bearing that man's baby. This is really stupid. But conditionally, the abbesses would spare her. If the man came to marry her within 3 months, they would only exile her beyond the mountain gate. No, this is a great opportunity. I'm going to destroy her. If she's expelled from the sect, will she ever return? 2 decades later, could her child come to usurp my power? No, absolutely not. I found this Mr. Lee and had him fall for me without much effort.
Lady Yi, that's funny. I don't know Dugu Linghe. You're the only one on my mind. What? What baby? Oh, that's it. Lady Yi, You have given much thought to test me, but I won't change my mind. All I want in life is to inform your abbesses one day that I'll marry you.
Right now, these words are significantly effective. It's even sweeter knowing he's a liar. However, any pleasure will become boredom, and any insecurity will be exposed. So I had to reluctantly part with Mr. Lee by separating his handsome head from his body.
When the three abbesses and Yishujun walked into Dugulinga's hut, she was 8 months along and would give birth in around a month. What did they want? I couldn't think and knelt before the abbesses to stop them.
3 months have passed. We need to obey the sect rules.
Don't worry, abbesses won't kill her.
But not that abomination!
I had no choice but to draw my sword. But Abbess Huang only flicked the whisk and I lost consciousness. While in a coma, I seemingly heard her screaming, begging, and crying. In this decent sect, what happened was a crime that not even an evil sect would commit. I'm worthless. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I went to Dugulingha's hut back then. This area has been deserted for a long time, but I can still feel that lingering Sha Qi. It's very powerful, brewed from the greatest pain in the world, sweeping and swallowing everything. According to Bi Tao Tao, a decade ago in this hut, the 3 abbesses of the Uomei sect and the chief disciple Yi Shuzhan flexed their powerful inner force and struck Dugulingha's belly. Dugulingha screamed, jumped down from the back of the mountain and disappeared. It turns out that over the past decade she has been not far from Uomei, but missed her baby in the days and nights she spent in the mountains, waiting for a chance to destroy the sect. She must have met the initiator of the new Sha Qi mod by chance, and ultimately got what she wanted. Was that tragedy caused by Sha Qi mod?
I told the last secret I had when facing the member of the Order who defeated me.
I was transformed by a man in white who claimed to be from the Alternative Justice. I met this person 5 years ago. Besides me, there were other discouraged and despondent people who were also transformed. My life was over the day my child was gone. Now that I've gotten my revenge, I have nothing left. I've never regretted having him. I'm dying. I hope I can mother my child in the next life to make up for what happened to him. If he were alive, he'd have been 10 years old.
On the 9th day of the 12th lunar month, the grasslands seem emptier. After receiving the invitation from Starfall, I went east to west without stopping and entered this endless wilderness. I hurried and reached the venue in 7 days, which is the huge meteorite crater in the center of Starfall. After the Elevens failed, the Allied Justice disbanded. So what is the alternative justice? Don't want me to enter Starfall. They're the elite troops of the almighty army and the Allied Justice. No, to be precise, they were. They've been transformed in the last 3 days.
I'm Yin Yua, the Lady of the Moon Castle, a part of the Allied Justice. In the fight against the Elevens 5 years ago, I lost my sister and a fellow brother. Later,
The Elevens were defeated by the Order.
and the Allied Justice was quietly disbanded. But I'm still eliminating the remnants of the people with Shachimod everywhere. Along the way, I found that the forbidden art hasn't disappeared, but fell into the hands of a group of unknown schemers. In the past 5 years, I've been looking for any signs that can identify them. 4 years ago, I saved 2 teenagers from the Hidden Sword. Their father was the one who had undergone Shachimod. The Fingers was the term spoken by the father, who had lost his human form. Before I could learn more, he had jumped into the abyss. Recently, I received a mysterious token of the Long Clan. In the attached letter, they said nothing, but urged us to go to Starfall. Back then, it was this token that gathered together 170 sects in Wulin to form the Allied Justice. What's the call this time? I'm bringing my men to advance from west to east, and it's estimated that we'd reach the destination within 7 days. That meteorite crater in the center of Starfall.
Xiao Baiyan, and I'm willing to serve Yin Yue, the Lady of Moon Castle, for the rest of my life. My father, Xiao Zhenpeng, is the master of the hidden sword, but he has little talent. He barely learned the first 5 moves of the 13 draconic swords, which is a family heirloom. He has friends in lots of places, and he's tactful. Whenever there is a festival, he'll send generous gifts to the nearby sects. People praise him for his generosity and graciousness. Only my brother and I know that he does this to avoid conflict and to conceal his poor martial arts skills. We look down on him because he's starting to feel more like a merchant rather than a Wulin hero and head of a famous house. One night when we were 14, our parents took us to our grandmother's house to celebrate her birthday, and we were attacked by robbers. They fought fiercely and barely repelled the robbers. But in the bloody battle, Mother sustained fatal injuries, and she left us a few days later. Since then, I haven't said a word to my father. Those robbers were fierce, but they were by no means martial arts experts. The previous masters of the hidden sword would surely have annihilated them within 20 moves. If Father were half as talented as our ancestors, that would never have happened, and Mother, she wouldn't be gone.
Get to the center of Starfall, the greater the obstacles. On the way, I can see various people from decent sects have been transformed into Guaimian. Could it be that the alternative justice is the allied justice transformed?
Peng. My father is the master of the hidden sword. I was born half an hour later than my elder brother, and we look alike. When the Lady of Moon Castle saved us, we were 14 years old. Now we're 18. Does the Lady of Moon Castle care more for my brother or me? After Mother died, my brother and I haven't spoken a word to our father. But I don't hate Father as much as my brother. In the middle of the night, I often see Father diligently practicing our ancestral sword art in secret. But he never gets the point when it comes to its subtleties. He'd ultimately throw back his head and sigh heavily. We can't force things. Father has been bearing a great weight, and he must feel guiltier and sadder than anyone else for Mother's death. Now, I wonder if we were too young to empathize with our father. That day, when I was about to comfort and apologize to him, he followed a man in white and walked out the door. When he came back 3 months later, he was no longer the father we knew. He has become very strong, and may even be stronger than the previous masters of the hidden sword. But he took the lives of more than 500 people in the sect as a sacrifice to the sword. Without reason, without a word, he wielded the sword. He seemed to be driven by something evil and avaricious, and that was killing the people in front of him. Finally, when my brother and I were the only 2 in the sect left alive, he wielded his sword at us. However, the devil that was driving him seemed to hesitate for a moment. The Lady of Moon Castle arrived in the nick of time and repelled him.
The fingers! There comes the fingers!
After saying this, Father jumped from the hill behind the sect into the bottomless sword valley. From then on, we've given our lives to the Lady of Moon Castle.
I arrived at the meteorite crater in the Starfall, but I've only found 2 types of members of the Allied Justice. The ones who have undergone Shachi Mod, and the ones who have stopped breathing. We're not unfamiliar with the scene, which mirrors the Tianling tragedy and what happened on Mount Uomei not long ago. Responding to the summoning order, many people from various sects came. However, The high concentration of Sha-Chi was released through a certain medium, causing everyone present to become bloodthirsty and brutal. They then began killing each other. After the fight, the weak were slain and the strong were badly injured. The strong ones that were badly injured would be excellent starting materials for the ambitious to make the stronger killing machine. Are they making the 11s in batches like this? This is obviously the Sha-Chi from a decent person who has undergone Sha-Chi mod. But I feel something's different. Is it remorse, unwillingness, or struggle? According to the organization's intel, the first suspected Sha-Chi mod incident discovered after the demise of the 11s was that of Xiao Zhangpeng, the master of the hidden sword. He wiped out his own sect overnight. This seemed to have been caused by the overwhelming man-made Sha-Chi. However, no trace of Xiao Zhangpeng's 2 young sons were found in the ruins of the hidden sword. Could it be that he suppressed his bloodthirstiness at a critical moment? If Xiao Zhangpeng were alive, would he have such remorse and be unwilling? I finally learned the meaning of that strange sign. That's a palm. Each finger is a weapon, and each weapon represents a person. A person that is called the Finger. These fingers, of course, are the ones who take back Sha-Chi mod and improve it to bring it to Wu Lin again. They even come from famous and decent sects. They're distinguished. I have no idea what their true identities are. Most of these weapons are strange ones they began using after they underwent Sha-Chi mod, so I can't identify them by their weapons. What's the relationship between the sword that replaced the index finger and the Wudang sect?
of the Starfall. Bodies covered the ground for miles around. I couldn't look away because I saw him. I haven't seen him for 4 years. He had already lost his human form, but in this moment, he was so serene. I realized that I could never let him know what I wanted to say anymore. We've already forgiven you. Mother's death was a tragedy, but we don't blame you anymore. Father, we know you want to be a great hero to us, but now, we don't need you to be a great hero. We only need a good father who cares and loves us. But we've lost you. Why couldn't we say these things to you when we were 14?
Seeing them kneeling from the back, I said nothing. I have tasted the pain of losing a loved one a long time ago, and my tears have already run dry. However, the person who killed Xiao Zhangpeng hasn't gone far. I must find that person at all costs.